Greetings metal community, this is Roger back with another collection update. Death metal this time only, pretty spread around the globe a little bit this time, and that's cool. Starting off with this excellent album by Germany's Demored. This is their second full-length, Well of Liquid Souls. Again out on Neckbreaker Records as their first album. Don't know if there's a vinyl coming for this. They did have vinyl for the previous album, but it didn't sell out, so maybe they thought they would wait for a vinyl. I hope they do a vinyl because, cool Castellano artwork, and this is a fucking banger of an album. This will be on my top 10 list this year, for sure. This is their kind of doomiest and most like headbanging song. Just a fucking ripper of a song. One of my favorite songs this year. Musically, it's kind of spread a little bit. It's death metal. It's fast. It's mid-paced and it's slow, but it mostly is more up-tempo, more aggressive, and a little bit evil. And death metal, you do have some kind of blackened elements here, especially the vocalist is a little bit on the higher end of death metal, and one song is pretty much black metal vocals, and on those kind of parts they do remind me a little bit of like Belphegor at some points there, but yeah, just a fucking ripper of an album. I'll play this at least 20 times, probably more. And it still keeps on giving. It's fucking killer. Go and check it out. I will link it up below so you can check it out, and if you like it, buy it. This update will be kind of a mix between some of the stuff that I showed on the duplicate unboxing and some of the newer stuff that I've been receiving. It's been a while since I did a full death metal update, so it's about time. Immortal Binding with My Dying Bride was one of those I picked up in one I showed in one of the unboxings. Yeah, My Dying Bride back on track. The previous album didn't sit that good with me. I mean, half of it was really good and half of it was something missing on it. The production was a little bit uneven, and yeah, it didn't sound like I don't know. Sounds like it was some problems with the album. I've seen interviews later on, explaining it, so I understand why it turned out like that. But they should probably have postponed that album and recorded it a little bit later. But enough about history. This album is killer. My Dying Bride, violins. You get a whole song with just growls on, which is awesome. Great production. Sounds like a band again, sounds very tight, and yeah. So if you didn't care much about the previous one and haven't checked out this because of the previous one, go and check out this because it's way better. So I mean, not that the previous one was bad, it was just not up to the standards that you expect. Next album is from a Chilean band called Uttertomb. I've seen several people show this already. The title of this album is something that I can't read. Should have rehearsed that in advance, but who gives a flying. But yeah, kind of, yeah, especially the vocals, cavernous, but also the music is a bit cavernous, dirty sounding death metal from South America. They do have, I mean, Chile is a fantastic land for both death metal and thrash metal, so it's quality. Some of the songs here have a little bit of a war metal feel to them, especially the first song here is had that kind of tempo on it. It is, for the most part, I would say up-tempo, fast and brutal in that sense. But yeah, and fantastic artwork as well. Cool booklet. This is a colored variation as well, so I have to show it to you. And it's not the worst. I mean, the cover was made by Stefan Todorovic, or Chaos Dictator. And it's a very cool booklet as well. You get awesome skull there. So yeah, if you, for fans of dirty stuff, and I know some of my viewers are, so yeah, the album or my color is not terrible. I mean, it is a little bit cool, but if it had been a little bit grayer, I've tried. It would have tied even better with the cover, but it's not like far from it. So I'm kind of, it's okay. Black would have been better, but if they had more gray tone in the vinyl itself, it would fit the cover at least very well. So, but you know, as Thomas over at Merciful Metal said, you know, black metal or black vinyl is the best. So let me re-sleeve on camera because I know you love that. So yeah, we're gonna get into some more Demored. Well, yeah, go and check it out. Next one is from New Zealand, and one of my most anticipated album this year. And they do not disappoint. It's the new Ulcerate. Cutting the throat of God, pretty much the same. Yeah, if you like Ulcerate, if you like the previous one, you will like this as well. It's, yeah, I don't know if it's going to be just as good as the previous one, but that is a fucking killer album. But I have listened to that one way more than this, so I'm guessing this will grow on me even more. I do fucking love it. And this is kind of what I'm talking about when you make a colored vinyl, make them match as they do here. This is how you should do it with color vinyls if you must have color vinyls. Yeah, the only negative thing I have to say is it's four-sided release. They could have done it on 3 sides, in my honest opinion, but that's because I'm lazy. I don't want to get up on my listening chair to flip discs, but it's unnecessary to have a 8-minute song on one side. There was room for it on the other side, so, but nitpicking from my side, I will probably pick up this on CD as well to get kind of listen to the whole album, and you know, throughout and without any interruption. So because it's a killer album, yeah, this will guarantee be on my top 10 list this year of death metal, or top 20 list. I don't know what I'm gonna make, and it will probably be pretty high up. Just fucking killer. It's, yeah, if you don't know Ulcerate, it's dissonant, progressive death metal, quite brutal in the sound, massive wall of sound, and one of the best metal drummers there is on that album. Over to Norway, did show this tape. I picked up the tape on Infernal when I saw these guys live. This is Horrifier with Horrid Resurrection. Killer Norwegian death metal. As I often say, a lot of Norwegian death metal has a kind of a autopsy base or round line of their music. Especially on the first song, and the last song here is very much a autopsy worship, but they do have more technicality in them, especially when the leads and solos here are awesome. The vocalist guitarist there is absolutely banger. Yeah, I can show you because it doesn't say who plays what. That's the small guy there is the drummer. I mean, he's fucking tall. He's way taller than me. That is the bass player, 6-string bass. Vocalist, the guitarist, and the guitarist there, so you know that. The cover art is made by a lady called Ingrid Helland, and that's cool. There are some females doing gory covers as well. But yeah, if you like autopsy, you should definitely check this out. It's not a autopsy worshipping band per se, but especially there's 2 songs there are. But apart from that, it's just yeah, I do get a lot of Von help from this, especially in the vocals. Have that kind of bursting energy, you know, fucking you know, pushes his voice very good. So yeah, and if you have a chance to see them live, go and support them. Awesome stuff from Norway. This album came out last year in December. Personal Records have the CD. I don't remember who made the tape, and the vinyl is out on Duplicate Records. It's only pressed in 300 copies, 200 black and 100 in another. So yeah, you might be, if you want to, if you like it, I mean, go and check the link below and check it out. But fucking excellent album by the young Norwegians. Yeah, next one is kind of at least one Norwegian member. I just wanted to pick this up on vinyl. I do have a CD, a older reissue, but this is the legendary Thor Hammer with Dommedagsnatt, with the young Gunhild Gammelsetter on vocals, killer growler, but also cool, like in a way a little bit disharmonic, clean vocals. It's a very good release. It's not fantastic. It's not something you must have in your collection. But for me, I heard this back in the days and thought it was awesome. It was recorded in 1995. So it was not many female growlers back then. So it is a cool piece to have in the collection. But I mean, go and check it out if you like the music. It is doomy death metal. So, but I'm guessing a lot of you already have this or have heard this. So, yeah. Next band is from Turkey. So, as I said, going a little bit around the globe here today. Engulfed, Unearthly Litanies of Despair. Yes, it is fucking great. It is a excellent death metal album. This is, again, this will be high on my top 10 end of year list. I would say that these guys are more in the country of Immolation. It's not a copy of Immolation, but it's just, you know, the vocals are the same. The production is you know, very good. You do have good or excellent leads and, you know, solos, a little bit like Immolation does, but not in the same way, if you get what I mean. But it is in the kind of the landscape of Immolation, without copying them. Just it gives me the same feel as Immolation does, and I love Immolation. I love Immolation, as you know, that being my favorite death metal band. So or band in general. Cool stiff cardboard. I do like it when they're a little bit stiff cardboard there, because it's not yeah, it's easier to hold. Black vinyl out on Mesako and Ovo, and yeah, absolutely banger of an album. Go and check it out if you haven't already. I've seen several people talk highly about this album, and they should, because it is a very good album. I've been following these guys since it was first released back in 2012. And the previous album was great, but this is a step up. This is just absolutely top-notch death metal. Then we're going to UK. Everybody knows this band, Slimelord, or everybody knows. Probably everybody who is into death metal and watch my channel. I'm not going to pronounce that fucking title there, so read it for yourself and say that fast 3 times in a row and see if you can get there. Yeah, absolutely a album that grew on me a lot. Wasn't very impressed the first time I heard it. I wasn't even thinking about picking it up, but I decided to do it, and I'm glad I did. Especially like the B-side here is kind of more progressive in a way, or calmer. It's more atmospheric. In a way, it's not that like atmospheric black metal or anything. It's just pure death metal with a great kind of feel to it. Is probably the right way to say it. It starts off a little bit like, you know, a modern or new wave of death metal, but it's gradually kind of just building, and great songwriting, and yeah, I'm very happy I picked it up because it is a very good album. Will it be on my list this year? You never know, but the potential is clearly there. Another one I wasn't sure I wanted to pick up because the first album didn't kind of grab me at all. I thought it was good, but it's Atræ, Bilis, Aumicide. These guys are from Canada, I think. That's the guys below. So yeah, technical, progressive death metal, quite brutal, especially the vocalists. Variates a lot in the vocals, but I don't like his kind of lowest kind of spewing death metal vocals. It doesn't really fit the music. They are not like it's not tech death, it's just technical death metal, although sometimes they are borderlining. It's not like Archspire and that kind of what I call tech death metal when they go way overboard. It's very well written, well produced as well, and yeah, it's growing on me. I do prefer the B-side here. It's a little bit slower and a little bit more atmospheric. Again, a little bit more progressive in a way, and that fits the band. I think they are the best when they kind of do a more mid-pace. Into that spewing death vocals that I don't like, but it's not so often so that it doesn't bother me. But a great album, and I'm glad I picked it up. Then we're going to US with some Mexican ancient worship with the Tzompantli, with the drums of ancient force, Ancestral. Damn, we take that one more time, beating the drums of Ancestral force. How difficult. Yeah. Really good stuff. Again, side B here, when they go into the Death Doom stuff, is the best side. And they also kind of bring more of the kind of ancestral feel to their songs on the B side. I do not care much about, especially the second half of the first song, because it's I don't mind slamming death metal in small doses, but it's just a way too long section of slamming, and it turns a little bit boring for me. But I don't, you know, I understand if people dig it, but for me it's just I just like slam in small doses, and that's just me. That's but apart from that, it's a great album. Good step up from the previous album, that also kind of the stuff that happened on the B side is kind of what I expected this album to start with, so I was kind of thrown off. It was more like the new wave of death metal stuff going on there, but on the B side you get more of the kind of drums and the sounds that you kind of hope for, or at least I hope for this album. So it's growing on me, and listen to it 7-8 times. No, this was the terrible yeah, I mean, come on, there's some of it on the wings, but it's way darker. But yeah, not good. I don't care if it's limited color, it's limited bad color. This would actually fit better with the next one I'm gonna show, but we'll get back to it. Then, yeah, kind of a slightly different, not much, but they have changed up a little bit. They are technical, a little bit more, I wouldn't say progressive, but it's kind of just added more stuff to the music, which is totally cool. You don't have to say anything more, really. This is pure quality death metal. Again, a band that's progressed from their previous album. I think this is way better. Not way better, but it's a step up. Again, and just the songwriting of those two songs are awesome. So idea is great as well. I mean, this album it's really good. From $20 spins, so sometimes the colors are not my preferred choice, but I'm always happy when it pulls out the black stuff. But yeah, very colorful album, and a very good one. Again, it's an album that grew on me a lot during the spins, but I absolutely love side B here. That's pure quality. I would say death doomy in a way, but or doomy death metal. Very cool cover as well. Should have checked out who made it, but you probably have it already. Another one of these $20 spins bands, Witch Vomit. Again, a band that has changed up a little bit. It's been 3 years since the previous EP, so it was about time with some new stuff from these guys, and this is not as, you know, heavy, and especially the vocals are not as kind of cavernous as they were on the previous. You kind of heard it on the EP that was a little bit change going on. It's a little bit lighter in the kind of guitars, and there's more action in the guitar section here as well. There's more going on, more leads, more in a way technicality on it, so a very subtle change of stuff, but it's very good and very well done, and it's not like they have departed from their original style. It's just they have evolved as they should after all these years, and a massive poster of the cover. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, if you like Old Witch Vomit, you will like this one. If you thought Old Witch Vomit was a little bit too kind of, you know, murky and kind of heavy, this album is a little bit lighter and a little bit more varied in what they are doing. So it's just a natural development of their music, and it's they have done a very good job. So yeah, very pleased with this album as well. Don't know if this will be like in my list, but it doesn't mean, it depends on how many good releases I pull out, but it's definitely a contender for a top 20 for me this year. Last, and again, like I did in my last video, and least, is the new Blood Red Throne. I blind bought it because it was on sale, so I thought, you know, fantastic cover. I mean, we can start with all the good shit going on here. This cover artwork is absolutely top notch. Also, the inner are very cool. Yeah, Chytridiomycosis have made the artwork. Awesome artwork. Musically, one of the best albums that Blood Red Throne has made. New vocalist, not so good as Bolt, but his death vocals is pretty good. I mean, it works very well, but this kills the album for me. It's the blackened vocals that he has here is fucking weak. I'm sorry to say, if anybody who knows the members of this band, I don't know why they put on weak vocals like this. For me, it ruins a very good death metal album. It's not a top-notch death metal album anyway, but I would have enjoyed this album a lot more, or I would enjoy this album. I can't listen to this album because of the blackened vocals, and it would be okay if it's just small parts, but he has fucking long sections where he does these weak-ass blackened vocals. It's not even black vocals because it's not power enough in it to call black vocals, but it's an attempt. So it ruins a perfectly good death metal album totally for me, and I would probably never play this again, and I will give it away to somebody who wants it, to enjoy it. I might keep it for the artwork because it's fucking nice, but very disappointed on the vocals. And it's sad when this is kind of a thing that I had to give a little rant, you know, death metal bands that put on this kind of screaming vocals, don't do it if you can't pull it off, because it would be way better if you just had stayed to the growls. That's my opinion. Sorry about fans of the band who might be angry for me, but it's my channel, my opinion, so don't care. So that was it. Way too long video, but shooting videos too rarely now, so it's kind of piles up a little bit on me. Do have a black metal update. It won't be as long as this one coming. Probably gonna film that right after this. Some pretty damn good black metal coming up, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching my long ass video, and sorry for the lengthy shit, and sorry for the ramblings. Thanks as always for subscribing, watching, and commenting. Be shot.